done? What do you think was really well done in stock?
The sequence, delivery of...
Fantastic. The plan was good, the delivery was good, the flow was good, mashallah. What do you think was not well done?
The grammar.
The grammar and?
Clarity. And the sentence formation.
Yeah, that's grammar and?
Clarity. Clarity.
No, it's clear.
Clarity.
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 Clear. Clarity. Okay. Notice what? So, what he said, what we did good was the flow, the organization, the plan, right? The smooth flow, which is very good, mashallah. Excellent, barakallah. That shows you are at a PhD level, alhamdulillah. But everything else, like he said, grammar was horrible, okay? Clarity, I'm assuming you're saying grammar plus accent, right? The accent is not neutral. You don't need to become, like a native American speaker, but you need to develop a neutral accent. And this can be done in two ways for sure, right? Guaranteed. I know you didn't record your video.
This I record. This I record.
Did you compare it many times? I can tell you.
I compare, but not many times.
Many times. You have to compare it many times till there are absolutely no differences. Until there are no differences. You keep doing it, repeat it, right? That will happen. That will help you really quickly, yeah. Because you're there, you're already at this level. All you need to do is improve your grammar and your accent. You're done. You're done, alhamdulillah. Because your organization is very good. MashaAllah, barakallah. But most of the time, like, what did he say? What did he say? That's not good. So your organization needs nothing. Okay? You understand? So out of the three we noticed, one was really good. Get it? Organization was awesome. Accent was not good. Grammar was not good. Accent and grammar are really, really important for us to understand what you're saying. Make sense?
Yes.
So please go down. Videos, watch, record, and compare your videos. Okay, questions?
What is the meaning of nepotism?
Explain it again.
What is the meaning of nepotism?
Nepotism
Nepotism.
means if you are my brother or my friend, brothers, I have good relative with you, good
Relations with you.
good relations with you.
Yes.
Okay, I give you a job,
Yes.
or I rent your car,
Yes.
I rent your building in our company, not for me. We are a manager. Okay, that's. But if you are not my friend, if you aren't my friend,
You aren't my friend, yeah.
yes, my friend, or no relationship with me, I don't give you anything.
Last question. Last sentence and
Okay, if you are my brother, I rent your car, I give you a job,
Yes.
I give you some benefit in our company. Okay.
Yes.
If you are not my brother, I didn't give you anything. Only I give job benefits only for my relative, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, only.
Yes.
As you know?
Yes. I understand.
Did you guys understand? Do you want to add something? He left an important point. Come on. Just add that. Come on.
This giving preference
With the right.
over others to your relatives or your family
In
friends.
spite of what?
In spite of
Right.
the other person having the upper hand.
Yes. Being better, more qualification, more ability, right? So you spread out your business among your family and friends, even though there are more qualified people, better quality or everything, anything, right? Makes sense? Good, very good. All right, come on, question.
Hyderabad College.
No issues, boss. Sit down. No need to go college. Sit down. Sit
You
down.
should have talked first, man. You should have told us. I have
No,
told
no
you.
issues. No.
Tell me. Okay.
Kickback.
Kickback.
Does amount be the point exactly?
Okay. Kickback is similar to bribe. Similar.
No, similar. Kickback is similar
Kickback is similar similar
to bribes.
bribes. But the small difference between them. The bribe to pay for something, anything you want, RB for police, give money, they will give you RB. No, but the big kickback to give money for company to give you a project. Like if you are a manager for in instruction company,
Construction.
construction company, and I am a manager of or I am a head, the manager of Hyderabad. You give me, you want to build this road, okay, I'll give you 15 lakhs, but this project for me, I'll give you under the table, everything is clear.
Did you understand the difference? Yes? Did you understand? Did everybody understand? So, bribe and kickback. You sure?
Yes.
No? Okay, I'm saying really quickly. A bribe, generally, very simply speaking, I don't want a ticket. I was driving, I drove fast, right, in Hyderabad. So I don't want a ticket, I don't want that fine on my insurance or whatever, right? So instead of paying him a fine of 1,000 rupees for a ticket, I pay him 50 rupees and I say, go have some tea, man. So he lets me go. That's a bribe, right? A kickback, on the other hand, is like he said, for example, I want to get this contract to construct this building. So what I do is I get the contract and I have an agreement. When you make the payment to me, I'll give you 2% back, individually, not to the company, to the individuals. So the individuals of the company make a decision based on the amount of money I pay them back, right? So I may have good quality, right? I may be as good or I may be the best. But their condition is, to give you this contract, you must give us some money after. So when they pay me, I give them 2-3% back. Individuals, not to the company, to the individuals. That's called a kickback, right? Another very common example is, one of the people in the group, decision-making group, might get a personal kickback and may influence the others to give me a contract, right? He or she may be powerful. Get it?
Yes.
You understand? Are you sure? Okay.
Salam.
All right. Loudly, clearly.
My topic is about how to lose weight. In this world, everyone wants to look slim, smart, and handsome. That's why how to lose weight that is a big question in these days. How to lose weight is a big question in these days. Nowadays obesity is nowadays obesity is a big issue among the people.
Among the people.
Among people.
Among where?
In the European countries, but it also increasing very fast in Asian countries too. Ingredients: how to lose weight. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Cinnamon powder. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Cinnamon powder. And 2 tablespoons of honey. 2 tablespoons of honey. And now you need to follow this procedure step by step. First, take a saucepan and add 250 ml water in the saucepan. Place the saucepan on the stove. Then add let the water boil 2 or 3 minutes. Then add cinnamon powder. Then switch off the stove. Let the water be cool. And finally add honey in it.
Honey?
Honey.
Uh-huh.
And finally add honey in it.
So how do you consume it? What do? Do you drink the whole thing? Do you have 2 teaspoons every day? Or, come on, tell us what happened. What do you do? How do you use it?
Drink
Before breakfast, after breakfast, before dinner, after
so
lunch?
in the evening before we sleep.
Tell us, man.
In evening before we sleep.
What to do?
Drink this water.
How much? The whole thing? 1 cup? Half a cup?
250 ml of water.
250?
250 ml.
Give us the whole sentence of the man.
250 ml of water.
Just drink 250 ml water?
250 ml of water of cinnamon powder.
Drink 250 ml of cinnamon powder? No.
250 ml.
What you just prepared, right? The concoction that was prepared
Yes.
should be taken before going to bed.
Before going to bed.
Right? All the 250 ml. Right? Don't say bits and pieces. We don't know what you're saying. Say the whole thing. Come on. Say the whole thing.
Before we go into bed, drink a 250 ml of water, cinnamon.
Not water, man. What did we just make? Right? What did we prepare? We prepared a drink. Right? Have this drink.
Have this drink before going to bed.
Right. Every day.
Every
For
day.
2 months, for 1 year, for 3 days. Come
Or
on.
for 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks we will lose 10 kgs weight.
How about exercising? How about exercising?
There's not mentioned
Have you been trying this?
today.
Inshallah. Come on, questions. Come on, questions. Quick questions, man.
Is there a guarantee if someone they do the same these things and they get benefits, they get lose weight?
Ask your question again. Loudly, clearly.
Okay. Is there someone you know him personally? They do this procedure and they get a benefit, they lose some weight?
No, I got the video first time.
What? Sorry. Can you correct this question? Make it more effective, please.
Okay, can you repeat your question?
No, did you understand this question? Did you understand
Yes,
this?
sir.
You say the question to him.
Your confidence to this. Your confidence this will be work to how to lose weight.
Confidence. Can you help out, Abbas? Can you help out? Come on, help him ask his question correctly. Come on, guys. Don't just sit. Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
Can you guarantee that this procedure will work to lose weight?
Okay. Can you guarantee that this procedure will help in losing weight? What else? Come on, Abbas.
Is there anyone has experience in this way?
Okay. Is there anyone has experience in this way? Come on, quick. Come on, man. Come on, quick. We can't waste time. Think. We need to ask the question properly. This question was good. This question was good. Yeah? This question was good, but we need to frame it correctly. Come on, guys. Help him, come on. Ask the same question. Please. Ask the same question that was like. Just ask in your own words. Come on, brothers. Come on, ask it. Come on. This one.
Do you know?
Fantastic. Do you know? Yes.
Do you know someone?
Yes. Do you know someone? Fantastic.
Who has
excellent, beautiful. Repeat it again. Loudly, loudly, fantastic, loudly.
Do you know anyone who has
Lost.
lost 8 to 10 kgs of weight by using this procedure?
MashaAllah, excellent, barakallah. Beautiful, fantastic, right? See, that's was the foundation of his message. That's all we're asking, right? So, can you repeat the question that he said, please?
Do you know someone
Who they? Do you know someone who lost?
who lost 10 or 15 kg by using this cocktail?
By using
This cocktail.
this
Cocktail or cocktail?
cocktail. Cocktail.
Cocktail.
Okay. Fantastic, good, very good. Beautiful, man. Alhamdulillah. Barakallah. Barakallah. Ameen. Say Ameen. Say Ameen. Loudly.
Ameen.
That's good, very good, beautiful, fantastic. MashaAllah.
I don't know. I watched the video this first time.
First
But
time.
yes, but I see in the comment box so many people like this video and they are telling I lost 5 kgs weight, 7 kgs weight.
Okay. Come on, question, more question. Come on, man, question.
Did you going to drink this cocktail?
Ask your question again.
Going to have experience. Will you go to try this cocktail?
Could you go to try?
Are you going to?
Right. Come on,
Are
love.
you going to try this cocktail?
From
Cocktail.
today onwards.
Cocktail on yourself?
From today onwards, inshallah.
Inshallah. So we'll have a guinea pig. Inshallah. Okay, come on, question, come on, quick.
Can we use milk instead of water?
No. Can you tell them why you can't use milk?
Can?
Did you understand this question?
Yes.
Can you tell them why we cannot use milk instead of water, please?
Why we cannot use?
Why?
Why we cannot use milk in front instead of water?
Yes, okay. Tell them why.
In that video, they not mention that about milk.
Okay, cool. All right. Come on, question.
But from where I can approach all this stuff for making
Say it again.
from where I can approach or pay or
Buy.
buy or bring those stuff to make this cocktail.
Come on, who can improve this question? Help them out with this question. Did you understand this question? Yes or no? Okay, repeat your question.
From where I can bring and those stuff to make this cocktail.
Did you understand the
Yes,
question? Can you correct his question first, please?
Where can I get this or this stuff?
These stuff.
Those stuff.
From where do I get these ingredients from? These ingredients.
From where do I get these ingredients? Anybody else? Do you understand what he said? Right? There's a slight mistake, just a small one. You said,
Or who use it? I don't know the meaning of that word. Just I can see.
repeat it again.
From where do I get those ingredients?
Ingredients.
Ingredients.
What's the
Do you know the meaning of ingredients?
Ingredients that cinnamon powder, ingredients, some items of also some items of we using of this thing.
Good. All the things that make up this concoction, put together,
They call
each of the ingredients.
Ingredients.
Right? Good. What's put in there is called an ingredient.
Ingredients.
Right? So it has 3 or 4 ingredients, I think, right?
Yes.
Cinnamon powder and honey.
That's it.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. 2.
And
Water.
50 ml of water.
Water, honey, and cinnamon powder.
Cinnamon powder. What do you mean by cinnamon powder?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon powder. Is it?
Buy from supermarket or
Is it milk? Like it's become powder?
also powder and pieces are also included.
Do you know what cinnamon is?
Yes.
Yeah, can you explain it, please?
Cinnamon
Cinnamon, come on, quick. Somebody help him. Come on. Come on. Cinnamon, cinnamon. Cinnamon, come on, quick. You're not talking. You want cinnamon?
You have ate biryani?
Yeah.
You ate biryani?
Yes.
In that biryani has a long sticks will be there. Smell like a wood. Smells. That's the cinnamon.
Okay, good. Someone help him. Come on, come on.
That's
Help him out, come on.
those are like strong, let's say, long, stick-like structure, stick, grain. So you get those in Tamil which these are used for taste and smell in dishes.
You understand?
Yeah.
I think you even sometimes you find, people sometimes use it in mandi as well. Very rarely, but sometimes. It is used in a lot of things. It's a bark of a tree. Tree, it has an outer coating, right? A thick outer coating. The tree, a big tree, has an outer brown rough surface. You can pull that off. It's called a bark. A certain tree has a bark that has the sweetish taste. That's called cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Right. And they powder it. They put it in food, they put it in, use it as a spice, and for things like this. Okay? Okay, come on. This one.
Environment.
Lovely man.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, today my topic is environment. What is environment? How it is beneficial for us? So, environment consists of air, land, and water. It consists of everything we see around. Consists of everything we see around, like trees, plants, flowers, animals, and people. People's like parents or neighbors and friends, and animals like pet dogs and cats. They are also included in environment.
Very good.
And fishes in lakes and ponds are also included in environment, and birds on the tree, butterflies on red roses, and green grass in the below and
Meadow.
below
Green grass in the below.
and the blue sky on the above.
Not in the green grass below and the blue sky above.
Green grass below and the blue sky above, and these whole things are includes in environment. Environment satisfies our needs, it provides us fresh air that we breathe, and food that we eat, and water that we drink. We get this from our environment, and to keep our environment clean, there are 3 steps that are never throw a wrapper or a garbage on the ground. We have to throw in a dustbin. And the second is always give water to the plants. The third is never cut any plants or trees because there will be deforestation. And the fourth point is never spit on the roads or in the park. It causes, it will affect our environment. So we have to spit it in a trash cans. And with this, we have to save our environment, and we should avoid pollutions, deforestations, and we should plant trees, more trees near our home or in our home, because plant gives us fresh air. By that we will be healthy. And we should eat fresh fruits from fresh foods, and this our environment will be safe. These small precautions we have to make, and we have to make to save our environment. Thank you.
That's it.
Okay. So can you explain this to me? What's the meaning of below?
Question loudly, clear.
What is the meaning of below? Below.
It is word below and above. They are opposite words. Below means the bottom, below and above. Bottom and top. It's like
Between.
no. It's like similar to bottom and top. Like below and above.
Who can help out? Come on, somebody help out. Come on, Adrian. Talk, help out. Help him out. Come on, help him out. He said something, help him out, guys.
It's like down and up. As below is equal to down.
Below is
What is the meaning of below? What is the meaning of below? You know? Yes, you know. Tell us below. What does below mean? Come on. Quick. Don't be shy. Tell us. Do you know the meaning of above? Yes? Come on, tell us above. Come on. This one. Loudly. Above means yeah, go. Up. Okay. Below means down. Okay, come on, bro, add to it. Come on, man. Add.
It's with respect to something other, like for example, this book is below this book, but it is above the desk. So when compared to something, when it is at the bottom or at lower level, it is known as below, and when it is at the upper level, it is above.
Get it? Simple. In relation to another level, below and above. Below something, above something. Right? So in this case, I'll make a really good point. See, in this case, he said the green grass below and the blue sky above. Right? So he's talking to the speaker, relation to the speaker. You're standing this way, Where's the grass? The green grass below and the blue sky above. Right, that's all. That's why you don't see in below, in above. Okay? Alright, cool. Jazakallah. Who's next? MashaAllah. Get ready for the questions now. Huh? Loudly, slowly.
So I'm going to talk about clouds. What are clouds? Clouds are a big pile, a big mass of water vapor which is in the atmosphere, which lives in the atmosphere, or overhead. So what are clouds made of?
Say that again. Lives in the. Say that again.
Which is present in the atmosphere,
Okay.
and which is present in the atmosphere, and which is over our head, so it's like above us. What are clouds made of? Clouds are made of water vapor, and and sometimes ice crystals. How are they formed? When humid and warm air rises from ground to the atmosphere,
Rises from.
the ground into the atmosphere, it cools down, and when it cools down, the water vapor turns into water. This is known as condensation. This condensation takes place on maybe on dust particles, maybe aerobic bacteria, the bacteria present in the atmosphere, or maybe smoke, anything. But this condensation, these particles are necessary for water to condense. These bacteria, these particles comprise of 20% of the nuclei of the water vapor. When these tiny droplets attach to each other, when they come close and attach to each other, they form drops which we can see. When these water comes together, when these lot of water droplets come together, they form clouds which we can see. They are basically and majorly divided. Clouds are of three types: the cumulus, which we normally see the big pile of big fluffy type of clouds. Those are known as cumulus. The second is stratus. It's like the horizontal clouds, very thin clouds of layer of clouds which we can see, that those are stratus. The third is cirrus, cirrus. Those are like whip-like structures. In Latin it means whip-like. For example, when a jet stream goes, we can see a thin strip-like clouds. Those are cirrus. The clouds which precipitate, means which causes rain, are nimbostratus, which are formed by stratus and cirrus. Process take place which makes them huge and dense, which causes rain. So how does a cloud stay in the atmosphere, and why does it not fall? So because of buoyancy, the hot air the hot air rises up and it starts to condense. But once they are formed, they are carried by winds. So why does it not fall? Even though clouds can weigh as much as a jet plane, they can weigh as a jet plane. As much as a jet plane. So because of condensation, we know that when we sweat, because of when our sweat evaporates, we feel cool. Because in evaporation, when water turns to gas, water vapor in gaseous form, it takes the heat with it. So it is completely opposite in condensation. When gas turns to liquid, when water vapor turns to water, it releases heat. So this heat from inside the cloud acts like a hot air balloon to the cloud itself, which keeps it floating. So what does a cloud do, or what clouds do? What effect do they have in temperature? They first they absorb around 12% of sunlight's UV radiations and harmful radiations. They keep the temperature. They don't let the radiations and sunlight reach the ground, which decreases the temperature, the overall global temperature. But they also trap the rays which are moving, which are reflected from the earth. So they keep the earth in stable weather. So overall, it decreases around 5 degrees of Earth's temperature, and they are the reason for our life, because without clouds there would be no rain. So they are the reason for rain, and rain is important for our agriculture and for our living. That's it.
What do you think was good about this? Come on, guys, quick. What do you think was well done? Come on. What do you think was well done in this part?
The flow.
Okay, the flow. What else? Come on, guys. What do you think he did really good?
I lost.
So tell us, can you tell us some of the things that you like, please, inshallah?
Yeah, because he explained more deeply, and
Okay.
they make it's like a word sentence, and I lost actually after 5 minutes or 6 minutes, because he talked a lot of words and new words I don't know about that words.
Okay.
It's not common,
Okay.
and I lost actually.
Okay, so you were
And
wrong.
I think he's good deeply on the topics.
Okay. What did you like about it?
Words are very clear.
Words were clear, pronunciation was clear. Mashallah, what do you think?
Everything is okay.
Huh?
Everything is okay.
Everything was good. What do you think? Grammar was good. Yeah. Pronunciation was neutral. What do you think? Was good? What do you think? Well, anything else that was good? What do you think? Nothing else? Only the pronunciation? Come on, tell us straight. What was good? Everything was good? Okay, alhamdulillah. Yeah? I think so, except certain times you went to jokes. But alhamdulillah, brother, did pretty good. MashaAllah. Barakallah fi tabarak.
I have
Right,
one
what's
question.
this?
One question.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of water vapor?
When water gets hot or warm,
Yes.
it turns into gas. When you boil water, you can see that there are vapors
Yes.
above that is water vapor. When the gaseous form of water is